Hi, I'm Dan Nalesnik, the founder of Hack Chinese. Welcome to the beta test. I'm super excited to have you join us at this stage and take part in creating a pragmatic and powerful study tool for students of Mandarin Chinese. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to cover the following topics. 1. Choosing a focus, the fundamental learning unit of Hack Chinese. 2. Exploring your brain, a place where you can see everything you've ever learned and know how strong your memories are. 3. Studying with Hack Chinese and monitoring your progress. 4. Assuming knowledge. Learn how to calibrate the system so you can study material that is fresh and new to you. 5. Study on the go. Learn how Hack Chinese works on mobile phones and tablets. 6. Deciding to study effectively. Learn what it takes to make lots of progress in the coming weeks. If you have any questions at any time, reach out to me at daniel@hackchinese.com. Let's get started. In Hack Chinese, choosing a focus is your first step. For now, a focus is simply a list of vocabulary words, but in the future, a focus could contain grammar patterns, example phrases, exercises, and more. If you're studying for a Chinese language exam, the exam section is a good place to start. If you're learning from a textbook in a school or with a tutor, check out the textbook section and find the book you're using. There are many other focuses to explore, from television and movies, themes, idioms, and more. Let's dive into a focus and take a look. The HSK is China's official language proficiency exam and a common goal for many students, so let's start there. After clicking in, I'll see each level of the exam and I can choose the one I think I should be studying for. Let's try HSK 1. From here, I can find a bunch of useful information. First, the percentage of the focus that I already know. In this case, I'm 45% of the way there. This means I've learned 45% of the vocabulary required to pass the HSK Level 1. When this chart reaches 100%, I'll have confidence that my memories of the HSK 1 vocabulary are strong and test ready. If I scroll down, I'll see the words I know from the HSK 1 and the words I haven't yet learned. The ones I do know are displayed in Chinese because I already know them. The ones I haven't yet learned are listed in English, so I can get excited for the new vocabulary I'm about to learn. Okay, I'm committed to learning the rest of this vocabulary. How do I do it? I click Learn. Now that I've added HSK Level 1 to my study queue, words from the HSK that I haven't yet learned, these words down here in gray, will be introduced to me whenever I study. However, spaced repetition always refreshes weak memories first, because what's the point of learning new stuff only to forget it later? You might be wondering, how do I know which memories of words are weak? Well, let's check out my brain. In the brain, you'll see all the words you've ever studied and the strength of those memories. For most of the words in my brain, these memories are very strong. I won't spend any time reviewing these words today because I have more important things to do. What's more important? Reviewing these words here, where the memory strength is very low. So, how do we refresh our weak memories of words we've already learned before and learn new words? Each day when you log in, you'll immediately arrive at the study screen. But if you're somewhere else on the site and want to study, just click Study in the top right corner. On the study screen, you can choose the amount of time you have. For now, 6 minutes is fine. Throughout the app, you'll find helpful notes which I encourage you to read for better understanding of how everything works. For now, let's click Begin. Instructions will appear on the screen, reminding you how to navigate a study session, and your study session will begin shortly thereafter. If you've ever used flashcards, this will be a familiar experience to you. All you have to do is follow the prompts at the bottom of the screen. Almost every time you study, your first few quizzes will be for words whose memories are weak in your brain. It's important to refresh these memories first, because the last thing you want to do is get to the end of the month or the end of the semester and realize you've forgotten hundreds of words you've already studied. To review a word, all you have to do is follow the prompts at the bottom. The first question is asking if we remember the pronunciation or opinion of this character. Let's choose I think I know. After our first response, the pronunciation will be revealed, and we are then asked if we were correct. If your guess was correct, we can again say yes. At this point, we will be asked if we know the definition in English. Again, let's say I think I know, And the final question will be presented, did we know the definition? For now, I'll say yes. Great, we've finished one review. Normally, we'd want to continue to review, but let's end the session early by hitting pause and selecting End Now. When you finish studying, you'll be presented with useful metrics. The first chart you'll see shows that we strengthened one memory, but 4 are still weak and in need of review. This graph is important because if you have a lot of weak memories, you can be sure that studying a little longer right now is very important. By reviewing all your weak memories, you can grow your Chinese vocabulary while being sure that you have excellent recall of almost everything you've ever studied. Beneath the reviews chart is the focus we had selected to learn from, HSK Level 1. Because we still have more weak memories to review, we didn't learn any new words during this study session. Well, I want to refresh the rest of the memories that are weak and make progress towards the HSK, so let's click Study again. The system always feeds me exactly what I need to see in order to keep my memory strong. The word we reviewed a moment ago won't show up again because that memory is now strong in my head. I'm going to go through these reviews a little bit quicker about the speed I actually use, and I'm also going to use these keyboard shortcuts here, the left and right keyboard arrows. Here we go. Aha! We've gotten to a new word. This word is blue, which means it's the first time I'm ever seeing it. I still do what I always do, which is follow the prompts at the bottom. The prompt asks to take a few seconds to try and remember the combination of character, pronunciation, and definition. Don't stress too hard about memorizing it perfectly. That's what spaced repetition helps you do. You'll be quizzed on blue new words several times in a very short period of time to make sure you have it memorized. Now, this is my first true review of a word I just learned. Same as always, follow the prompts at the bottom. Here's a new word. Here's the word again, but I forget how to pronounce it. No worries, I'll just click I don't know. It tells me I forgot and asks me to study it again. No problem, this is a completely normal outcome while studying. The system won't mark a new word as known until I successfully remember it 3 quizzes in a row. It usually only takes a few moments, and you might be surprised, but that memory is then very likely to be fresh in your head for several hours or even up to a day. I'll go through many more of these reviews a bit quicker than normal so you can see what the end of a study session would look like. You'll see lots of repetition because repetition is so important to learning new words well. That's enough. I'll end the study session now. The study session has ended and we can see that all of our weak memories have been refreshed. And we can now see the progress we've made towards the HSK Level 1. If you're like me, knowing where you stand versus your goals, in this case the HSK, but it could easily be memorizing the vocabulary for a television show or a book you want to read, is extremely motivating. If you aren't a beginner, you can assume knowledge of any focus. Simply click in and choose Assume Known. This will tell the system that you know these words already. Don't worry, we'll schedule all of them for review, but at random intervals in the future. Don't waste time studying from the beginning those words that you already know. Almost all of Hack Chinese features work well and look good on mobile devices, so feel free to do your daily studying during your commute to work or while you're waiting in line. You won't find these apps on the Apple App Store or the Android App Store. Instead, just fire up your mobile browser and head to hackchinese.com. The interface will scale to give you a good experience on any device. The magic of spaced repetition is that you're always using your time efficiently, but it cannot overcome a student who doesn't show up. If you study a new word today, but don't log in tomorrow, that memory will be gone. When you do log in the next day, you'll most likely mark the word as unknown and have to start over from scratch with that word. Set a goal of 5 to 10 minutes of studying per day, and by the end of the month, you'll have made a ton of progress towards your goals, and your memories will be fresh and strong. The results from spaced repetition are simply incomparable to most other study methodologies. Finally, this is unfinished software. You will probably encounter a few bugs, server errors, or other things that just don't work. Please let us know. We very much appreciate you helping and we want to learn as much as possible from you. You'll also find new features slowly finding their way in. Explore the interface and let us know what works, what doesn't, and what could be useful to you. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me directly at daniel@hackchinese.com. Thanks, and enjoy making lots of progress.